Jenny Slate has finally made a comment about the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively lawsuit, and I don't know if this is going to disappoint.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are reportedly facing mounting pressure following another courtroom setback involving Justin Baldoni, with online chatter claiming the situation has worsened after Jenny Slate's name was unexpectedly pulled into the dispute. According to circulating reports and interpretations of legal filings, Blake's case is said to be weakening, and critics argue that new claims involving Jenny, allegedly described by Blake's legal team as one of the supposed victims from the It Ends With Us set, have raised fresh questions and skepticism. With messy filings, disputed accusations, and screenshots being framed as receipts by commentators, the controversy is being portrayed as increasingly difficult for the couple to manage publicly, with some suggesting this latest development could seriously undermine their position, though all allegations remain contested and unresolved.
Lively.
And I'm Jenny Slate.
And we're both in the movie It Ends With Us.
It Ends With Us.
For anyone unfamiliar with It Ends With Us, Jenny Slate plays Alyssa, the sister of Justin Baldoni's character Ryle, and the sister-in-law of Blake Lively's Lily Bloom. In the film, Alyssa supports Lily after learning about Ryle's abuse and helps her leave the relationship, a storyline that many viewers assumed was purely fictional. However, off-screen controversy has now complicated that perception. According to reports circulating online, Jenny allegedly raised her own concerns about the set, and those complaints were later referenced by Blake's legal team in an apparent attempt to support Blake's broader claims. This move has sparked confusion and backlash, especially after it was clarified that Justin Baldoni was not involved in the incident Jenny reportedly described. Critics are questioning why an unrelated situation was documented and tied into the case at all, and with indications that Jenny may testify, the situation has only become more tangled and contentious.
He literally filed a complaint against Jamie Heath for his kindness. Yeah, because they want to weaponize that against him, like Blake weaponizes it.
But before getting into Jenny's alleged claims, it's important to understand the dynamic between her and Blake on set. The behind-the-scenes relationship between the two reportedly wasn't as smooth as it appeared publicly, and once you look at how they interacted off-camera, the current courtroom drama starts to feel a lot less surprising. That context, many say, is key to understanding how things escalated to this point.
We're like really getting to know each other in like a really beautiful, fun, real way every day on set.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
To start with, Jenny wasn't just a passive co-star in Blake's orbit. She was firmly on her side. When the dispute with Justin Baldoni became public, Jenny released a statement backing Blake, calling the allegations in Blake's lawsuit terribly dark, disturbing, and wholly threatening. She later doubled down with a longer message, explicitly aligning herself with Blake and praising her as a loyal friend, a leader, and a trusted source of emotional support. But while Jenny was publicly standing 10 toes down for Blake, online critics weren't buying it without question. Internet sleuths began resurfacing old interviews and clips from Jenny's past, including controversial comments she once made about a previous relationship, which reignited debate about her credibility and role in the situation. All of that scrutiny only intensified once it became clear that Blake's legal team had formally pulled Jenny's name into the amended lawsuit, turning what looked like simple public support into yet another flashpoint in an already messy case.
They go back through your history. They go back and look and say, what interviews have you given before? How have you treated people?
Here's where the situation takes another turn. According to reporting attributed to The Hollywood Reporter, the tension on the It Ends With Us set wasn't limited to Justin Baldoni. Court documents, where Jenny Slate's name is referenced but redacted, describe a separate complaint involving an interaction between Slate and Heath related to the New York City apartment she rented while filming. Jenny, who has a toddler and is normally based in Los Angeles, relocated to New York for the project and later expressed dissatisfaction with the apartment she had leased, though she felt unable to move because doing so would mean forfeiting a reported security deposit of around $155,000. Heath allegedly told her that Wayfarer would reimburse the lost deposit so she could find a better place, but the way the offer was communicated reportedly made Slate uncomfortable, as it emphasized themes around motherhood and her role as a parent. Sources say Sony was made aware of her concerns and passed them along to Wayfarer. Online reaction to this detail has been sharply divided, with critics arguing that the complaint involved an attempt to help rather than harm, while others stress that intent and language still matter, fueling days of heated debate and adding yet another layer of controversy to an already complicated legal battle.
This Rolling Stone article, they had a quote from some source saying, "I've never worked with a male director who was so worried about everyone's emotional and mental well-being."
People online have picked apart this so-called offensive moment, and many are concluding it simply didn't rise to the level of an HR issue. A lot of commenters are saying they'd welcome a boss who notices someone struggling and actually offers real help. But in this case, Jenny reportedly interpreted the gesture as disrespectful. That's where the debate really heats up. According to sources cited in the discussion, the offer that made Jenny uncomfortable was connected to the personal beliefs of Heath and Justin Baldoni, along with Wayfarer co-founder Steve Sarowitz, who are said to follow the Baha'i faith, a belief system that places strong emphasis on the sanctity of motherhood, equality, and justice. Critics argue that what was intended as concern for Jenny's child and well-being was reframed as inappropriate rather than supportive. Importantly, even Sony previously stated that no HR complaints were ever filed against Justin Baldoni, and the issue centered on Heath, not him. This is why people are now questioning Blake's decision to highlight this incident in her amended lawsuit as proof she wasn't alone in raising concerns. With the fuller context coming out, many are saying Blake may have overstated her case, and that treating this complaint as a smoking gun feels like a major reach.
Is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now.
Meanwhile, public sentiment appears to be shifting, with growing support rallying behind Justin and increasing skepticism toward Blake's claims. Many commentators are now arguing that what's being presented doesn't point to clear misconduct, but instead looks like a series of accusations being stretched in hopes that something resonates. And the scrutiny doesn't stop there. Once Jenny Slate became a prominent voice in the dispute, online attention quickly turned toward her past as well. Internet users began resurfacing old interviews and clips, framing them as more troubling than the HR complaint itself. One moment in particular, an old appearance by Jenny and Chris Evans on the Anna Faris podcast, has recently gone viral again, reigniting criticism and debate. As expected, that clip has become yet another flashpoint, with people dissecting it and refusing to let the issue quietly fade.
Anybody as much as I hit Chris. And when I came back,
Who's the one that instigates it?
I don't know what it was, but I've never hit anybody in my life. And then I met Chris. I love it.
Here right now.
Dear listeners,
I slapped him so much. I love it.
We have a where's that?
I'll need them to sign release forms.
I hit him so much. I came back from making our movie and hit some of my friends because I was so used to just hitting Chris all the time, and a couple of my friends were like, "You know what? We really don't like it." And my husband, and he was like, "Nobody likes that. Like, you shouldn't hit people." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right. There's only one person."
You know your own strength because you're a strong dude. You're like Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
That's the other thing. No, it's that I realized he was letting me do it.
What immediately stood out to people was her tone. She was laughing while telling the story, treating it like a punchline, but many listeners felt there was nothing humorous about what she was describing. Online reactions were quick to point out that, taken at face value, the behavior she referenced aligns with domestic violence, regardless of delivery or intent. While Jenny is a comedian and may have framed the moment as a joke, the internet wasn't willing to excuse it that way. Viewers made it clear that violence in relationships isn't something to laugh off, and that contrast between her casual tone and the seriousness of the issue is what really fueled the backlash.